I hope good things are coming out of your mouth. I want to just speak to you for a few minutes from the subject, the power of communication in relationships. Power of communication in relationships. If you're not communicating, you don't have a relationship. You might think you do, but you don't. And if you do, it's a bad one. It's good communication that forms and sustains relationships. Praise the Lord. Communication. Somebody say communication. Not what goes in the mouth defiles a man, but what comes out. To be all that God created us to be and to accomplish all that God created us to accomplish, we have to communicate. We have to communicate. Relationships are built on solid, truthful communication. And I want to share with you 5 levels of communication, because some of our relationships don't grow because the level of our communication has never changed. And so the first level of communication is a shallow level. It's just, we can call it conversational. Like when you meet somebody you don't know, you say hello. So what does that mean? Nothing. I mean, there's really no meaning to it. It's just you want to say something. Studies have shown that the words that you speak only account for 7% of your communication, of your verbal communication, 7%. So 93% of communication is not really the words that come out of your mouth. It's the expression behind those words. The second level is a sharing communication. It's more informational. So this is a level where you're just giving information. Gossip falls into this particular level, y'all. Gossip. I know nobody in here gossips, but gossip is not good. Even if it's true, it's still not good. Praise the Lord. If your family is communicating this level real heavy, you're going to have a shallow family. Poor communication can lead to all kind of misunderstandings. Everybody say that. Poor communication can lead to all kind of misunderstandings. Don't think people can read your mind. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. What comes out of your mouth affects other people. We need to be so careful of what we say. Sometimes we turn people away from God with our mouths. We turn people away from the church with our mouths. Instead of saying encouraging things, all we can see is the negative. And don't get me wrong, people have issues, y'all. I have issues. We all have issues. But we're not in this church to condemn one another. We're in this church to encourage and to edify one another, to help each other out. You know, I'm talking about communicating with one another, but I really want to talk about communicating with God too. Because just like our relationships with one another are affected by our communication, so is our relationship with God affected by our communication. And I just want to know, what level of communication that we went through are you on with God? You'll never get to a place in your life where you cannot improve your communication, especially with God. You'll never get to a place where you have arrived and you can't get any better. Praise the Lord. See, any communication, there's a giver and a receiver. And sometimes the receiver doesn't receive what the giver is given. And sometimes we don't give what we think we're giving. I remember when we was kids, they used to teach us, before you say anything, count to 10 if you was mad. Before you say anything, count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And by the time you got to 10, you was cooled off a little bit. and it would change what you would say. Maybe some of us need to do that today. Start counting to 10.